This again. All praises to the Most High Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, qadash, double honors and salutations. The apostles and elders of GMS, great Shalom to the hopeful elect, shalom to you, Akim and Aqua, that you listen to the videos. I say shalom to you. This is your brother Kalak Har. What's up, brother? You know about the Hebrew Israelites? You know about the Hebrew Israelites? You know about the Hebrew Israelites? You want to learn about it real quick? You got 5 minutes? 5 minutes? 2 minutes? 2 minutes? Come on, bro. You got 2 minutes.
I do. Okay, though.
What, you don't want to learn about your heritage? You don't know who you are? I bet you don't know who you are in America, do you? You're not African American. You're not black. Your skin, your facial hair is black. Africa, Leosippus Africanus, a Roman general, made that continent Africa. The word America go back to Amerigo Vespucci. That's an Italian. So how you gonna call yourself an African American? And black is the color. It means void of light. So you walking around in the earth saying, I'm a void of light, bitter Roman. Think about that.
But did you hear me say that? I said that. Did you hear me say that though?
It don't matter. We know who we are in this captivity. But what are you then? What are you then?
What am I?
Yeah, what are you? What do you call yourself?
I call myself Rashid.
No, I'm saying your nationality. What you call yourself?
I know what you're saying.
So you don't want to learn who you truly are? You don't.
Of course I do.
Okay, you're the Lord's chosen people.
Yeah.
You come from the line of Judah. The same, you know who they call Jesus Christ?
Right.
That's not his name. That's a false God. That's a false image.
Right.
The real name of the Heavenly Father and the Son is Yahawah, and the Son name is yahawashi in the Paleo Ancient Hebrew. That's what I'm coming out here to do, to let our people know, the blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, that the Lord is for them, not for the whole world. This Bible right here, this Bible is not for the whole world. This Bible is only for people like me, you, and the rest of the tribes, the Latinos and Native Americans. That's all I wanted to say, brother. I know you got to go. All right, bro. I'll see you later. You too. Like I was saying, all praises to the Most High, Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, qadash, double honors and salutations to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akim and Aqua that be listening to the videos. This is your brother Kalak Har, coming back at you with another video, dealing with Whyte Jesus, who I had to, white bread Jesus. We finna tear that down and go through the precepts, and hopefully, you edify about where this name comes from, and where's its origins from. We're gonna try to break that down and get, and see what we can do. But let me sit down here. Normally I'm over there in the spot over there, but I wanted to just be in the shade, and I didn't want to, Lord willing, you're edified, and I didn't want to be out here too long. But the spirit was on me to come out. A lot of stuff is going on in the world. A lot of brothers are putting up good content about the Bible, and or just going into the precepts of the Bible and things of that nature. And I wanted to come out here and get some precepts, through the spirit, and talk about so-called white man Jesus. Salakia. What's the origins, where it comes from, why they calling on that name today, which is a false name. So the name Jesus is a Renaissance name. Well, the name Jesus is a Renaissance name that started in maybe around the 1300s, 1400s with the Borgia family, Cesare Borgia. In the 1300s, the Borgia family was the first crime mob family, in the 1300s. Because we're going to go back a little bit more, but we're going to start at the Renaissance, which Renaissance means rebirth. When Esau, I think it's in Revelation, when Esau came back into power, he got that 1,000 year, or he was shut up for 1,000 years. He was in the Caucasus Mountains. We pushed him in the mountains and things like that. But when he was pushed in the mountains, he got freed and was loose for a little season to deceive the whole world. So that started around 1000 AD. These when you look back in the movies and like Braveheart and certain type of war movies that depict so-called white people in them, is really Jake, because it's Jake getting pretty much the power taken away from him. Um, he's getting the power taken away from him, so he's fighting a lot during the 1100s, the 1200s, the 1300s, 14. It's about the 13, 1400s. That's when Jake was pretty much out of the dark ages, and he couldn't going in pretty much into slavery, and so like I said, the Borgia family, starting around the 1300s, 1400s, it's a thing called iconoclasm, and with iconoclasm, uh, you get them painting over the images and whatnot. I believe it's in First Maccabees. Forgive me, I'm just going through the spirit. No, it's in First Maccabees. Yeah, First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their image. They bought also 49. They bought also the priests' garments and the first fruits and the titans and the Nazareth. They stirred up, who accomplished their days. So in the 48th verse, it's talking about they laid over the book of law, they laid it open and they started to paint their own image. If you Google iconoclasm, you'll see on Google even tell you that the images are painted lighter, during those times. And this happened during the 1300s. Like, take for instance the Last Supper. All the people are white, and obviously this book goes back to so-called black man, history, you know. The people been a dark-skinned people, the people of the Bible been, darker complexion, not the what you see. And I believe that photo, that the Last Supper photo, was painted over by Leonardo da Vinci, I think. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Like I said, I'm going through the spirit, and of course I got some precepts here. But like I said, they laid open the law. They started to paint over our images. Got to stay some water in. They laid open the law of the Bible, this Biblios, and they started to paint our image, or paint over our image. And now you got today, when you Google Jesus Christ, you're gonna see a picture of a so-called white man with blue eyes, that look nothing like what Revelation chapter 1, verse 13, 14, 15, counting down from there. The image or the depiction that's in the Bible of the so-called Savior is a man bent his feet like they burnt in a furnace. He was here, let's get it. Slakia. You hate when the bugs run up on you like that? I mean, I don't hate it, but like, it's like, whew, watch out. Revelation 1:14. His head and his hair were white like wool, white as snow. So this is a man with white hair, like wool. What's wool? Woolly hair, like a woolly, like a what what you clean with. One of those, the straight, curly, kinkly, like the beard hair. The of the black man. It's all crinkly and all of that stuff. His eyes were like a flame of fire. He was looking mean. He was looking pissed off. You got fire in your eyes. That's you see red. How people when they get mad and they be like, I didn't say, I just saw red. That's what it's talking about here. And then verse 15, and his feet like unto fine brass as they burnt in a furnace. So if we was to Google brass, it's like a shiny golden, a little brownish golden, and then it got burnt in a furnace. Like if you burn something, right? If you put a pizza in the oven, and I think it like this. I remember when I was living with my grandfather. I put a hot pocket in the oven, and I put the oven on 200 because we was going to do something. I totally forgot it. We went to sleep and everything, and I come back, like, cause we were like, what's that smell in the house? Nobody could figure out. It was like, what's that smell? And I was like, oh, I did that. I'm 11 years old, 12 years old, whatever. I go look in the oven. That thing was crispy black, burnt black. So this is burnt in a furnace, and his voice would sound like many waters. The Lord had a powerful voice, man. When us Judah brothers raise our voice, man, people tremble. I know people around me, when I raise my voice, they tremble. So just going to the depiction that John the Revelator saw of the most of the sun, you know, that he saw the sun, and it was a so-called black man with woolly hair. If you even go into what is it? Is it Jared? I got my precepts here. Jeremiah 14. Let's go there real quick. I'm back. I gotta sit up straight. And these is just simple little precepts to just to keep calling on the right names and knowing this in these last days, man. We are in the last days. The Lord is coming back to show his power. These people don't believe it, but fuck them. It's not about them. It's about the elect first and foremost, and then it's about us coming back together, coming Judah and Israel coming back, the Israelites, coming back on top in the kingdom, as said in Revelation 21 and 12. The Revelation 21 and 12, the 12 gates of heaven is for the 12 tribes of Israel. It's not for everybody just to think they're gonna be in it. It's not like that. So Jeremiah 14 and I'm gonna start at the first verse. The word of the Lord came to Jeremiah concerning Darth. Here's the point. Verse 2: Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem has gone up. Now, if we look up that term "black" in the Hebrew, it would say qadash, qadar. Sorry, Salakia, qadar. I want to say. I don't have the blue letter in front of me right now, but it would say qadar. And that means dark skin, or to be in mourning, or dark into ashy black. So they're black into the ground. What color is the ground? If we look at the ground, it's different color shades of brown. I mean, you got grass out there. Ain't nobody walking around here green. But it's different shades of brown. That's the Israelites. That's Judah. They're different shades of brown. You got brothers that's what do you call them? Red, yellow, high red, high yellow boy or something like that. you know. Um, and then you got jet black brothers, So that goes from light brown all the way, some toasted bread to some burnt bread, you know. So we know Judah is so-called black people in America today, the American blacks, so-called black people, Like I was telling this brother that walked by, he didn't want to hear anything. And I think I've seen that brother before. Somehow I seen that brother somewhere. I just, it's funny, side story. I was working out yesterday, and I seen one of the dudes, walk by and smirked at me, and I told him, World War III is coming and whatnot. And he was like, yeah, it's already here, and the war is already starting. And I was like, no, it's coming here. But he saw me in the gym, and I wanted to say, hey man, don't forget about World War III, but I'm in the gym. I'm not gonna bother nobody, and do all of that. What if he would have got mad and, and said anything? So I kept it to myself. I know he knew who I was though, because he was looking at me like, and he came close to me and was like, yeah, that's him. That's that dude that told me World War III was coming. So, but not to get off topic, remember Judah. And like, I'm gonna do I'll probably do a lesson, just to recap on what I'm going through, and so we can get a better understanding with pictures and and things like that. One of my channels got a strike, and I think it's on the third strike, so they probably won't see me for 3 months on that channel. But I'm gonna make another one, and I got this one right here that I used to do other folly on. So I'm just gonna start uploading videos on here, and see where that goes. So, Salakia. So if we was to, let's get into some of the precepts that's dealing with white Jesus and that idol. The letter J didn't come until 1524. You can Google this yourself. By John Trissino, Italian man. Um, John Trissino. The letter J is from an extension from the letter I. Back in earlier times, it was just Y, but it goes along with I too. So that's why it's kind of, they changed it, from an I, and then just connected it and put a J, put that J sign. It's like one of the last alphabets, or one of the last letters to join the alphabet, the English alphabet. There is, it's not, it's old. It's 400 years old. So how could the Lord name be that if he was on the scene 2,000 years ago? That don't make any sense. That's blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. And wicked starting from the top echelons of the Edomites all the way down to the lowest Edomite. You gotta have to pay for that. And when the Most High judges, he judges everybody on a nation. He don't just say, okay, that person went off, so I'm gonna judge that one person. Yeah, that happens too, but you also get judged as a whole nation. So the Lord is gonna judge, all of these nations out here for putting us through hell, through all of these captivities, through all this. I'm a, somebody's yelling at me, so I'm gonna get up and move. All right. Let me just get out of here, so I don't have to deal with some people. I'm gonna just move over a little later. We're gonna keep the video going. People, look at that dude back there. See him yelling and stuff. We got time for that. We ain't trying to hear all that. We're trying to get a lesson and learn something. Man, the devil wanna come out here and deceive and yell and stuff. Obviously, got demons on him, but it's all good. We'll go right here. Just push me to my normal spot. You know. How that look? That's cool. All right, we back. I can zone him out a little bit more and I don't have to listen to him yell about whatever. Back to what I was saying. The Lord never changes. All right, Malachi 3:6. For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So we never was consumed. We always been Jacob from the beginning. You know, Like the Lord, like I said, people like to say, "Oh, we're in the English alphabet now. We got this type of, we on this now," and it's like it don't matter. The Lord says He never changes, so why would He change now? Why would He say anything that's different now? So, and what's the punishment for? I mean, for doing this? Even if we look in the compact dictionary, the Zondervan compact dictionary. I encourage brothers to get one of these, if you don't have one already. Also the Apocrypha. Um, but if we look at Edom, he's still rambling on. That's what, it's funny because two-time loser Edomite over there, this is your kingdom and you at the bottom of it with me and I'm doing better than you. You two-time loser, man. Fuck you. Yelling. That's what a bum was yelling at me the other day, saying that I stole my truck. I think I put that in the video that I stole my truck. And he was asking everybody for money at the gas station, but didn't ask me. Fuck you. That's what I wasn't gonna give you. I ain't having anything to give you anyway. Now, I'm not never giving no Edomite no money. Die slow. I don't hope death on you, but you're gonna die anyway. So die slow. I don't hope death on anybody. Because the Lord can turn around and do it to me. So, all right, here we go. Edomites. Let me see if y'all can see that right here. Edomites. I don't know if you can read it, but I'm gonna read it to you so you can get the understanding of it. Red. That's what Edom means. Red. If we take it back to Jacob and Esau, when Esau came in from the field and was about to die and he was hungry and needed something to eat, Esau ate that red porridge or the red meat stew. He ate that red meat stew. So that meat stew was not finished all the way. So because the meat stew wasn't finished all the way, it was red. So we call them red. They're not white. They're red. They're red people. They're red and pink. When the sun hit them real hard, they turn red or they turn pink. It just is what it is. So let me read this. Edomites, the nation, and his people who are the descendants of Esau, he founded a country, so his name is equated with Edom. Genesis 25 and 30. The country was also called Mount Seir, which they're called Seir, they're called Edom, Esau, Edom, Edomites. The name of the territory which the Edomites lived. Now they got a whole bunch of stuff in here, but it was one thing I wanted to really get out. I think is it Esau? It talks about the destruction that's coming for the nation, and the so-called white man wrote this book. So how could you even get over it? Like, yeah. Esau, hairy. I don't think it red. Yeah, that's Edomite, but I gotta look that up about the hairy because I think I heard one of the apostles said that's not they butchered that one. But Esau, first of the twin brothers, Esau and Jacob, son of Isaac and Rebekah, Genesis 25:24, sold his birthright for a mess of pottage, to his brother, married a Hittite woman, sought to kill Jacob for tricking him out of Isaac's blessing. Later reconciled to Jacob. Yeah, so I forget where. I could have sworn It's supposed to say, I forget where it is in here where it says the nation that will be judged. I'm pretty sure it's in here. Salakia. But yeah, it's supposed to be in here. I gotta, like I said, I'm through this. I'm going through the spirit, so bear with me. It's already 4 o'clock. Bear with me. And I'm in the sun. I can't see. The dude was yelling at me. I had to get out of. That's what you do. You just remove yourself from these people that's giving you problems and things of that nature. So if we can go to Exodus 20. Exodus 20 and 3. Thou shalt have no gods before me. And what's God did y'all putting out there, or what God is going out there? Is so-called Whyte Jesus. The Lord is saying no gods before me, because all the gods of the nations are idols. I believe that's in Psalms. Is it in Psalms? Salakia. Yeah, Psalms 96 and 5. All the gods of the nations are idols. So every god that's on this planet right now, which is the planet that or the realm that runs this. Ooh, that sun hot, boy. the planet. Ooh, that sun is hot. I'm telling you. The god of that runs this world, this realm, is spiritual demon Satan, um, the prince of the air, the prince of the power of the air, the spiritual demon Satan. So all the gods in this world that we see today, that's down here, are idols. Because even, let me keep reading. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or likeness of anything that is in heaven, or that's in the earth beneath, that's in the water under the earth. So no crosses. You shouldn't have no crosses on your neck. You shouldn't have no images out here, to promote what's in the heavens, what's in the earth, or what's in the water. There shouldn't be anything like that. You know, you gotta take those crosses off, you Akim and Aqua, because the Lord is telling you in Exodus to do that. Go pawn that shit. Go take it back. Get you something else, but don't get anything. It's like it's like Salakia. It's like if somebody died in a car crash. They died in a car crash, right? And in that car crash, um, they got the people that love them got a chain around their neck, and it's a mashed up car. You can't, you can't do that. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or anything, any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that's in the earth beneath, or that's in the water under the earth. Verse 5, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children until the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy to thousands of them that love me. How do you love the Lord? You keep his commandments. Oh, and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the Lord name, or thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltiless that taketh his name in vain. So the Lord is telling you, like, don't bow down to these images. What do people do? They get on their knees, and I guarantee you, just the Christian church. What do? They get on their knees, and they put their hands together, and they pray to a false god. The god of this room, like I said, is Cedare Borgia. Starting from the 1300s. You had, like I said before, you had the first crown mob family, the Borgia family, and then right now you had iconoclasm, where they turned the images from being dark to white. So by them doing that, now you got so-called black people worshiping, idols and false images, and you Native Americans too, and you Latino, especially the Latino tribe. Boy, y'all love y'all some Cesare Borgia, Jesus. Y'all love that white-looking thing, because there's people messing with your minds now, and they turning them like a light brown now, and so they the all the shit that's going on in the world. Like, what's that statue out there in Brazil, when his hands are stretched out like that and things of that nature. You know, like the Lord said, no gods before me. You know, and then it goes briefly into the Sabbath and keeping those 10 Commandments. The first, that was written on tables of stone, through laser beams from the sky. The Lord wrote the 10 Commandments that He gave to Moses from laser beams. They came out of laser beams. Let's keep on with it. Let's get John 4. And bear with me, I know we had to move, and I'm trying to, do as much as I can. John 4:22. Ye worship ye know not what. Because people think they know what they're worshiping, like these Christians out here. Anybody that follow the Bible, they don't know what they're worshiping unless you are a part of the, you're Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American. Then the speckled bird that's surrounded around, that's around the world. Because remember, the Lord's people got scattered, from east, west, south, north. They went into every places on the earth. It wasn't just one spot. A lot of them, the Jews, the real Jews, went to the part of, all into Africa. That's where they were, all into Africa. And then the rest of them, like even when we came over here to slavery, you had, some of the other tribes still over there in Africa too. It wasn't just Judah, Benjamin, and Levi there. You had all the tribes, but it was mostly, Judah, Benjamin, Levi that got left over there, or that stayed over there in the west coast of Africa. But like I said, you had some other tribes there too that stayed, and just a few of them and things like that, and went probably to South Africa, and stayed, in the region. And you even got Israelites still in the homeland today. You still got them today. So, man, the cops are crawling. I don't see 3 cops come by. I see 2 cops on a bicycle. Telling you, man. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is for the Jews. Who are the Jews? Salakia. Starting with Judah, Benjamin, Levi. And then you got your Israelites that's salvation for them too. The Lord only coming back for His people. He's not coming back for everybody. Because A, you don't even know the Lord. And B, the Lord's name isn't Jesus. That's a Renaissance name. The Renaissance means rebirth. So His name can't be that. Salakia. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true Salakia, the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth. So this has to be worship in spirit and truth. You have to be in truth. You have to have 100% truth, first and foremost. You got to learn the truth, from the elders on down, or on up. The elders, apostles, and the teachers. You got to learn the truth, and then the Lord got to put the Spirit on you. As said in Second Edges, second chapter 44 into 47. The Lord got to put the Spirit on you to get this knowledge, to bring, so the Lord got to put the Spirit on you to know this stuff. So that's why the true worshipers is coming out now. You know, a true worshiper is not somebody that got Jesus foaming out their mouth, man. You know, going off that Jesus juice. You know, that's not true worship. You know, that's not from the Most High. That's not His name. I just did a video on the Lord's name, and I went into it briefly about, you know, everything in that nature. But let's stay in this chapter. Go to John. John 37 and 38. He that believeth on me shall, the scriptures have said, as the scriptures have said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So what's this water? This knowledge, this wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. So if you believe it on the Lord, not this, like I said, not this false image Whyte Jesus Lord, because that's not real. You know, why would we worship anything that, you know, the ship that brought us over here? What is it called? Good ship Jesus. You know, why would we worship that? You know, and we came over here on slavery on that. Why would we still call on that name? You know, I was talking to somebody today. I won't, you know, but they said Jesus, and I was like, man, you know, I hope they get right and figure it out, because the Lord, you know, the Lord is shutting that door real soon. You know, the Lord is shutting that door. So you got to know. You got to know these names, because it's going to be crucial when the time comes. You know, it's going to be real crucial. Let's go to second Corinthians. And Corinthians, you know, the seven churches, these are Apostle Paul. These seven churches are Apostle Paul going to these seven churches and relaying messages to the Israelites that's there in those churches. Thessaloniki, Colossians, Corinth, Greece, you know, things of that nature. He are going into the Israelites that's there. You know, he's not going anywhere else. He's just going to the Israelites. Second Corinthians, like here, 10. Second Corinthians 10 and 4. Let's start at 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to pulling down the strongholds. Verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing into captivity every thought of the obedience of Hamashiach. They say Christ there, but it's Hamashiach in the Hebrew. Hamashiach. Hamashiach. That's how it's really pronounced. And having a readiness to revenge all disobedience when the obedience is fulfilled. Verse 7, do ye look on these things after the outward appearance? If any man trusts himself that he is in Hamashiach, let him of himself think again that he is Hamashiach. Even so, we are Hamashiach. But the point is tearing down these strongholds. We wrestle not with flesh. We don't wrestle. This is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual war. So this is not just no. You can't pick up a gun. You can't pick up a weapon and go in to fight people. You know, you can't do that. You know, you gotta defeat this with a spiritual mind. You gotta go at this spiritually, because you know we looking to be saved, and that's the spiritual. You know, we have faith. Hebrews 11 and 1, what's the substance of the faith is something hoped for and not seen. You know, you can't see this. It's just like the wind. You see it blowing out here, but you can't see it physically, you know, but you know it's there. You feel that breeze across your face, you know. So this is likened to that, you know. It's having faith. It's having that you are protected. You fear the Lord. You know, none of these people can do anything to you. You know, like I said, police riding by on their bikes. Multiple cops are coming by on their cruisers and looking at me, and you know, seeing what I'm doing. You got dudes out here just keep walking around in circles, looking at me and stuff. You know, you got people walking by looking like, what the hell is he doing? He look like a bum sitting on the side of with a lone dress on, or some fruity stuff on. You know, one of those alphabet community type things. Yo, but it's nothing. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. Your eyes shall see thy teachers. But Let's go to the Corinthians 11 and 4. 2 Corinthians 11 and 4. Remember, the Corinth, Greece, is the Apostle Paul letter to the Israelites in Corinth, Greece. Let's start at verse 3. 2 Corinthians 11 and 3. But I fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through the subtlety, so your mind should be corrupt from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach. You know? Verse 4. For if he that cometh preaching another yahawashi, whom we have not preached, or if he receive another spirit, which we have not received, or another gospel, which ye have not accepted, ye might well bear with him. So if they come preaching another yahawashi, which they calling him Jesus, that's another yahawashi, you know. Even I put out a video, I saw a video and reposted it pretty much. It was, this proud devil talking about how we've been so oppressed and they oppressed us and they did this. They put guns and drugs in our neighborhoods. They didn't want us in their schools. They segregated water fountains. They had, they put crack in our neighborhood, had our babies on crack, all things of that nature. They did all that. They did all of that, and they got to pay for that. They're proud of that. And but they want to. Or at the end of the video, they want to let's unify. We're not unifying with y'all. We're not going to unify with you. Y'all laid y'all bed. What was the love then? You want to be loved now that you're at the top and you have 200 and plus years of free labor and got whatever you want out of the Israelites, and now that's coming to an end. You want us to hold hands with you and be lovey-dovey with you. We can't do that. That's going against the Most High. And that's just the spirit, that we in. We're not doing that. We're not coming together. Join hand in hand, even though the wicked will still be punished. Still going to be punished, So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. So let me, I want to get into and try to shine some light of where it kind of started at, and we're just gonna go through the spirit and try to do the best I can. Then we can close it out. And if I go off, like I said, I'm gonna recap this video and go through it and make sure I do another video just responding to myself, making sure I said the right things, so the wrong things don't go out, and people have the 100% truth. So if we take it back to Serapis Christus in the time of Serapis Christus in the time of the Egyptians, you had Serapis Christus, I believe the god of agriculture, a god with a flower pot on his head. Like I said, I'm gonna go through this again and do a response to myself about it. So, a god with a flower pot on his head. Later, after the Egyptians were conquered, which you can read about that, or not when you can read about how Alexander the Greek went into Egypt, and they started pretty much copying everything. That's how you got the Greeks today, because they copied everything from the Egyptians. So Serapis Christus is one of the gods that was in Egypt. And so when you take it to the Greek times, in the Greek times, you had Ptolemy Soter the first, which set himself up to be God, and then you had Ptolemy the second, who set himself up to be the son of God, which Serapis Christus, that god of agriculture, the god with a flower pot on his head, So, and Apex the bull, you know, the God of the garden, you know. I believe the apex was in Egypt. Like I said, I'm gonna go over this, so don't worry, Aki and Aqua. Forgive me, you brothers, and sisters out there, and apostles, elders, if you ever come across this video. But just forgive me. Like I said, I'm gonna go and recap over it. Um, but you had them, and so that's where it started from, the Serapis Christus. Ptolemy Soda, and then Ptolemy the second. You know, putting themselves up as God and the Son of God. Now, fast forward into the Renaissance era, you had the Borgia family doing that. I think Alexander the Pope, and then his son, who is Cesare Borgia, which was part of the alphabet community. I think he liked his sister, things of that nature. He did, wicked stuff, very wicked stuff, and killed like his brother and some things like that. So that's where you get the origins of Jesus Christ from. False image, false. It's all false. It's not real. The real Bible teachers are out here. Trying to bring into the elect. Um, the elect won't be tricked. They won't be fooled. By Satan's devices, unless Satan get the best of us. I'm paraphrasing. Like I said, I'm just going through the spirit. Spirit was on me to just come out and just prophesied and come into some history on that term Whyte Jesus, because I guarantee your family got that in their head. They got it in their mind. It comes off the tip of their tongue because that's all they know. They never known this song. This is a new song. This ain't that old song. So um, but yeah, like I said, I'll do a response to myself and we'll go from there. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and do some more research and studying and make myself approved, so I have this down packed and through the spirit. But like I said, I just wanted to come out here. I had a lot of precepts, going down, but I just got to the ones that need to be, on this video. So hopefully you were edified, and hopefully you were edified and you got something out of this. This is your brother Call Akar. Call Halalayim Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, qadash, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Shalom. What's up, man? Hey, little puppy. Hey. I got 4 dogs myself.